when an insider in Nigeria's political coalition, Kenneth Okonkwo, said that the presidential ticket of the coalition's political party will be open to North and South. We need not consult the oracle to know that that is to accommodate Alhaji Atiku Abubakar particularly. But if that is the case, what will be the difference between Atiku Abubakar and the current president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu? Age-wise, I think Atiku is even older than Tinubu. Or are they contemporaries? That is by the way. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is continuing the war against the Boko Haram Muslim community, started by the late President Umaru Musa Yar'Adua in 2009, perpetuated by Goodluck Ebele Azikiwe Jonathan 2011 through 2015, and Muhammadu Buhari 2015 to 2023. Bola Ahmed Tinubu since 2023 till date. And Atiku has not stopped regretting that President Olusegun Obasanjo did not eradicate the Boko Haram Muslim community. So we are talking of someone who will not make any difference. Apart from the fact that, and this is also a very, very serious matter, that while President Bola Ahmed Tinubu represents zonal injustice against the Southeast, Atiku Abubakar represents North-South injustice. For he sees nothing wrong for another Northerner to succeed Muhammadu Buhari after 8 straight years of somebody from the north. So the desperation of Atiku to become Nigeria's president is not less than that of Tinubu, who even came out to say it is his own turn to become Nigeria's president. So why anybody who is desperate for something, for what reason? That if you die today, that's the end of Nigeria or what? At your age, you have been the vice president of Nigeria, and we know what you did financially. At the end of your tenure, 8 years, you built your own private university. What else are you looking for? What exactly are you desperate about? Because Tinubu, who is as desperate as to say it is his own turn, and did everything possible, including blind support for all the atrocities committed by Muhammadu Buhari, poor economy, coupled insecurity, adding Fulani herdsmen terrorism to the ravaging war against the Boko Haram Muslim community. So we are, if it is because of Atiku Abubakar that the coalition must open its ticket to North-South, something is terribly amiss. Even without that, why will you set aside the fact that the South is entitled to 8 straight years before returning the presidency to the North? Because if you don't reckon with the issue of justice, you are not looking for peace. You are not looking for progress. You are not looking for unity. You are not looking for harmony. And where there is no justice, no harmony, no unity, no peace, what can you achieve? Nigeria is no longer developing. It has been retrogressing since 2009 when Umaru Musa Yar'Adua started that war against the Boko Haram Muslim community. The only preoccupation of Nigeria is how to defeat the Boko Haram Muslim community. And rather than defeating the Boko Haram Muslim community, things are getting worse. You now have kidnappers, people kidnapping for ransom, people kidnapping for ransom, and then you have armed bandits that will that will attack a whole village and carry people for ransom, loot and carry people for ransom, kill, maim, and so on. And so look at the mentality of Atiku Abubakar himself, who said he told Obasanjo to use the army to attack the Boko Haram Muslim community. Although Obasanjo refused, Atiku lied that Obasanjo did. If Obasanjo did and eradicated Boko Haram, which one did Umaru Musa Yar'Adua inherit? Nigeria is not a terrorist nation. No. It is the rulers who turned it into a terrorist nation, because the Boko Haram Muslim community was peaceful throughout the presidency of Olusegun Obasanjo. Atiku has now told us that he was against that peace. And that is the person who is desperate to become Nigeria's president, even if he's 90 years old. Desperation. Desperate people don't have anything to offer. And that is what we have seen in the presidency of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to now replace Bola Ahmed Tinubu with Atiku. And more so, do injustice to the South and perpetuate injustice, despite saying that the coalition means to do justice to all. You are not doing justice to all by making your presidential ticket open to North-South rather than reserved for the Southeast. Let us be frank with ourselves. Where you have no equity, so what is the meaning of the federal character policy of Nigeria? Federal character policy, meaning that no section of the country should be shortchanged, should be marginalized, but the very opposite. So even when they say the country shall have no religion, Nigerians are free to practice their religion. The politicians are imposing Islam and Christianity on the nation. So that what will happen? So that disunity along religious line will continue. Religious favoritism will continue, including removing subsidies from basic necessities of life to subsidize pilgrimage boards and pilgrims. So that is what the coalition will perpetuate. But now I am saying that it will be foolhardy for Nigerians to want to change Tinubu for Atiku. While Atiku represents North-South injustice against the South, and Tinubu represents zonal injustice against the Southeast. So what are we talking about? Let us be thoughtful, be considerate in whatever we are doing. This coalition, unless it rescinds its decision to make its presidential ticket open to North-South, it's not going to do any justice to Nigeria. Just looking for an excuse to get power, because they know that once they get power, that is the end of it, which is what the All Progressive Congress did. Took advantage of the retrogression, carnage under Jonathan to seize power, but only to deceive Nigerians. We will sell petrol 50 naira per liter. And when they got power, by the time they finish with Nigeria, more than 200 naira per liter. And now, as I was coming to school this morning, I saw 950 naira per liter. That was what I saw on my way this morning on the displayed by the filling stations in Ilorin. 950 naira per liter. 200 and something naira 2023 under Buhari, who promised to sell petrol 50 naira. He never sold it, even 60 naira. It was around 100 naira. Then more than 200 naira are now close to 1,000, approximately 1,000 naira. So we want to continue with deception. The evil you know is even better than the one you don't know. So if it is going to be Atiku, I'm sure that most reasonable Nigerians will either not vote or vote for Tinubu. Because this Atiku, at his age and level of desperation, as desperate as Tinubu, what do you expect from him? And of course, the underlying injustice should also be of concern to anybody who is thinking and thinking rightly.